So in this video, we're going to take a look at twofold completions. And in the interest of time, I have gone ahead and, before hitting the record button, recreated this seed artifact over here in the grid. And so now what we need to do is complete this artifact so that the resulting artifact has twofold rotational symmetry. And so what that means, again, is if there's a cell up here in the upper left corner of the artifact, it needs to have a corresponding cell in the lower right corner of the artifact, and vice versa. If there's a cell in the lower left corner of the artifact, it needs to have a corresponding cell in the upper right corner of the artifact, and so on. And so the question now is, can we use a row major or column major algorithm to process or to complete this artifact? And we can, but it's a little bit more involved than maybe, or more work than we have done in the previous completions. And I'll say more about that as we do it. So I'd like to go ahead and start this time from the bottom row. I'm going to do a row major algorithm. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to process each of the cells in this bottom row by adding, if needed, whatever cells I need to, whatever bricks I need to make these cells here, these bricks, have corresponding rotational, twofold rotation symmetry counterparts. So let me kind of go ahead and start. So I'm processing this first row from left to right. So this artifact, this brick right here, needs to have a corresponding brick here. This is twofold rotation, right? This is 180-degree rotation here. So this artifact is okay now, this brick right here. So now I move over to the next one. And remember, we're rotating around this center point. So I need to place something up here. So this is 1 off of the vertical line to the left. So this one needs to be 1 to the right of the vertical line on the top. Okay, so now I have completed processing these two bricks. So now I move up to the next row. So same thing, I'm going to do this here. Let's see, where is this one? This goes down 2 and over 1, so this goes up 2 and over 1. So right here. So this row is now fine. So I don't need to go back and reprocess stuff. If I end up placing things down here, this is the key point. If I end up placing bricks down here in the future, I don't need to revisit this row. So I've processed these first 2 rows. Now I move on to the next one. This is blue. So I'm going to go ahead and place its counterpart from left to right. This one goes here, and this one goes here. So now I've completed this row. I move up. This one here. This one's nice because it's on this major horizontal division. So now those 2. Check that. Okay, so that looks good. Now move on to the next row, and here's where things get a little bit interesting, right? So I have to have a counterpart for this one. This is up 1 and over 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to go down 1 and over 1, 2, 3. So this one's fine. Go to the next one. This also looks good. And now here, I need to place a yellow brick here and a yellow brick here. So notice this, I'm placing these bricks in a row that I had previously processed. So the question here, the fundamental question here is, do I need to go back and reprocess this row? And the answer is no. So that's really key, right? So if you might want to think about that, and if you have any questions or you can't convince yourself of that, feel free to send me an email, or we can have a Zoom meeting or so on. All right, so let's say I've processed these rows, and so now I'm onto this row, the second from the top. It has a corresponding brick down here, so that's good. And now comes the top row. So I need to add this piece and then these 3. So notice those. So now I believe I've completed this, and I'm going to go ahead and submit, and it's correct. So go ahead and practice these. You may want to go back and practice the twofold rotations from Mystique from earlier. that also will help. The stronger you are at that, the easier it is to do these exercises. Okay, good luck.